Right, so a bit of a different video today because we were going to do a Christmas video, but then I looked on the internet, all the Christmas videos are the same. But today, I've got my mate Angel with me.
Hi. Hello.
And I thought, you know what, we need someone who's qualified to talk about Christmas in Spain, and I don't think there's anybody more qualified than me. So Angel, just explain a little bit, why are you qualified to talk about Christmas in Spain, because you also know a lot about Christmas in England, don't you?
Sure, well? Yeah. Well, the thing is that I'm Spanish first, and then that's, I guess, gives me a little bit of qualification for it.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All my childhood was in Spain, and the good thing is that, especially in Spain, we've seen a difference between the previous generations and my generation.
Yeah.
So we're moving forward a little bit to more globalized Christmas.
Yeah.
But I was quite lucky to live a proper Spanish Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
And then I lived 5 years in the UK, so I can see, you know, a little bit of difference.
Yeah. So you're obviously, just to explain so everyone knows on the channel. So apart from my mate here in Alarin de la Torre, you're from Granada.
I am.
Yeah, your wife is from Catalonia.
She is.
Yes, you live in Alarin, you work in Marbella, but you also spent 5 years in England.
Yeah.
So you've had the experience of having 5 years Christmas in England, in London, right?
In London.
In London. And then obviously now you know everything about, because today you're going to Catalonia, so you're going to be doing a Catalan Christmas there. And it was, what the first thing was I was going to ask you was, what I've noticed over my 23 years here, is that when I first got here, I didn't think that Christmas was as celebrated as it is now. It seems to be like, because you know, in England, you know, they're putting, you know, Christmas trees in the shops in September now, maybe.
Sure.
Whereas here, I can always remember around the Puente, which was the 6th and the 8th of December, that then you would start thinking about Christmas.
Correct.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because I've got children, and I've just noticing it more, but this year it seemed that we finished with Halloween and they were immediately painting the roundabout down the roads with like the Christmas decorations.
That is a main change, I can't say.
Okay.
In terms of Christmas. Well, second is we've got Santa Claus. But that happened already when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah? Some parents, for instance, like my parents, they thought that the three magic kings, this is what we have, right? On the January the 5th to the 6th, that night, the three kings are coming.
Yeah.
And, you know, same as Santa Claus, they leave presents for all the kids and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And on the 5th night, we got the parade. So every city is receiving the three kings, so we got a huge parade.
Yeah.
So Christmas are quite late in that sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, in Spain, when I was a kid, we never thought of Christmas before, let's say, mid-December. Yeah. Mid-December, we started thinking of, Christmas are approaching. Yeah. It was just 1 week, before Noche Buena, which is a Christmas Eve. Yeah. Which is a big day for us. It's a big day, way bigger than the 25th. It's the 24th.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences, isn't it? So
that's one of the biggest differences.
Yeah.
Because the 24th is a big day. Because it's when all the families, you know, it's not. We live Christmas more towards the inside rather than towards the outside. Yeah. So it's very family stuff. So, you know, 24th is a big time when all the families are joining together and they prepare huge dinners and all that stuff, right? So it's a big day. And then 25th is fine. But I remember 25th as waking up as late as possible and having lunch with those family members I didn't see last night.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that important. It was like, let's have a lunch.
That's like our Boxing Day, really. So we have. So we have like our main day is the 25th. Yeah. Then we have Boxing Day, which is also always a bank holiday.
The 26th.
And I can remember here working Boxing Day because it was a normal day. You know? So like I think this year it is this year as well. 26th is in theory. Yeah. It's a working day. Yeah. So I think the main thing that we made a mistake with when we moved to Andalusia is we would probably go out for a beer on the 24th night time, and then 25th we would stay at home. And I can remember when we got to Andalusia and we were like, brilliant, our first Christmas, because before we lived on the coast, you know, in Turron and Salou, and that was completely different because everything was closed in the winter.
When there, you remember, 26th is San Esteban. It's like Boxing Day.
So it's
a bank holiday for them. So in Andalusia, we don't have 26. 26 means nothing to us. Nothing. It's like a normal day.
Right.
But in Catalonia, if they don't have Boxing Day, it's San Esteban, which is a different saint, and it's bank holiday.
Okay, because we really didn't, when we came here in 2006, 2007, we hadn't really grasped the concept of Christmas. I hadn't at that point, because when you live in a coastal town, it's different, especially somewhere like Sulu. Yeah? And that's when I thought, when we went to Loja in Granada, I was, we were like 24th night time, we're going to go out, we're going to have some beers, we're going to get in early then, and we're going to cook Christmas dinner. And we went out on the 24th at like 7 o'clock at night, and everywhere's closed. And I was like, what's going on? You know, it wasn't even, I didn't bump into anybody, you know, so we went, oh, this is the strangest thing in the world. And then 25th, we spent all day inside, and it was only after Christmas they said, no, noche buena is the most important night for us, you know, so it's, and then this year, so we adopted that in our household, so we'll generally eat Christmas dinner on the 24th, and then we'll go out and go to a restaurant on the 25th, because it's quite a lively time to go out, isn't it? So, and what would you say would be the typical food to eat on the 24th? It's a mixture, isn't it?
It's a mixture of everything. Very Mediterranean everything. I remember pound cocktail. It's very usual. But then, you know, always meat, pork is very usual. Because in Spain we have more pork than in the UK. And maybe then you have more beef or turkey.
Typical roast dinner would be turkey, is like the most typical, but then some people have roast beef, lamb, and, you know, back in the day you might have had pheasant or something like this, you know. But
here is very typical as well, sopa. Soup.
Oh, okay.
You know, sopa de picadillo. It's very usual to start, you know. You have some kind of nibblings and stuff at the beginning. Variety of stuff. My favorite one is something that I only saw in Spain. You know, no matter where I went, it's only in Spain that I've seen, is sweet egg. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
But if you go to Mercadona, you can see that. It's like egg filaments, like yellow filaments.
Okay.
It's very sweet.
What's it called in Spanish?
It's huevo hilado.
I haven't seen that.
Huevo hilado. So, you know, you put that into the ham, you know, and you make rolls. And then you got the ham with the sweet egg inside.
Oh, wow.
And it's, my grandmother used to do them. Love them.
Oh, we'll have
so
to
we have
try
that every year.
We'll have to try that then, because
I'll send you a picture of the Mercadona stuff so you can buy it.
And did you ever have an English Christmas dinner when you were in England with the gravy and the Yorkshire puddings and
because you know, the thing is that I either was working.
Okay.
So if I wasn't in Spain, it's because I was working that night.
Right.
And you know, usually, you know, for us it's super family. We had one, but it was in English. It was my family coming to the UK.
Okay.
So we celebrated there, but we did it the Spanish way. But I've seen it. I've seen friends preparing all that stuff and, you know, things like this, but I never joined them.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing, because everything's on one plate. So you're fighting on the plate, whereas Christmas dinner for you on the 24th is more a little bit of that. It's almost tapeo, isn't it? It's tapeo.
At the beginning it's un poco de tapeo, then the soup, then the main course, and then you explode because you have then you have as well, you know, desserts and things like these that are quite special. And then we got all the Christmas sweets, because, you know, the one from yesterday, Turron.
Well, explain a bit about Turron, because Turron was something new for me. When I first got it, I've not really got a sweet tooth, but obviously we have like chocolate bars. But Turron is completely different. It's like you get Turron, which is, well, it can be white chocolate, it's with rice, it's crazy.
Do you know, most of the sweets in Spain, which are very popular, are coming from the Arabs.
Okay.
Because, you know, they were ruling the country for 700 years. So many of our traditions, especially the food, is based on what they used to do. And then mantecaos, and polvorones, hojaldrinas, turrón, all that is based on that. ¿Cómo se dice? Repostería.
Desserts, basically.
Desserts cooking.
The polvorones, which you have to explain, it's the strangest thing. It's like it's like a cake, that, isn't it? That when you then open it, it just falls to bits, but it stays together.
It's like sand.
It's like sand. That's it. Yeah.
You go to the beach, you put sand together with a little bit of water, and then you make a round like this with a little cake, individual portion. Yeah. And then that's how it looks.
I really like the cinnamon ones.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I like them because they're not that sweet, so I can't really eat the sweeter stuff. But those polvorones, which are the cinnamon, are amazing.
I'm not very much into it because every year here is very popular. Companies give to the employees. One of the benefits that we have is that on Christmas we receive something called Christmas basket. Yeah. Feliz Navidad, right? Which has wine and Spanish meat like chorizo and all that stuff. Yeah. And then also the Christmas sweets. Yeah. And I never eat them, but polvorones is one of them that I always have some of them.
I can always remember when Lara got hers when she worked in the airport many years ago, and it was like Kate used to wheel it out it was like 15 kilos of stuff.
Have you seen mine? It has a jamon.
No.
You haven't seen mine?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'm going to show you.
Oh, get it, show. We'll see on the video. Go on, isn't it? Yeah, get it. Yeah, it's huge. I'm going to.
Well, it's empty.
That's right. Go and check the jamon. I'm just checking that we're still recording. Why not? It's all live. Yes, it's great that Ankar's going to share his experience with us. We always chat together a lot about the difference between Spanish and the English society, because he's lived in England. There's bits that he's brought back with him that he feels part of. He always feels there's a lot of Britishness in him from living there 5 years. And obviously his English is fantastic. He works in tourism at the moment, works in tourism. He's a professor who teaches people to be hotel directors and stuff like that. So having someone on the channel who can talk about the differences that we have between Christmas and in the UK and in Spain is amazing. One of these, I'm going to check this ham out now. I did actually spot it downstairs. So that was.
So this year I was the only one. I don't know what kind of.
Oh, to put it here, I think on the floor. Yeah, we can put it there.
That's it.
Wow, so this is a typical festa, isn't it?
Yes.
So check this out.
This will be. I mean, it has way more, many more things when I received it, but we've got a sample of it. So.
Orange stars.
Yeah. So nevaditos, it will be typical stuff that we get here. Wow. And then the turrones, we were talking about them. This is the hard turron. Yeah. So in Spain we have many stupid discussions like we always have to be either one or another. Yeah. We are either from the PP right hand or from the PSOE left hand. Either from Real Madrid or Barcelona. Yeah. And then with the with the paella, for instance, with the food, we always have the same discussions. Yeah. Paella with fish or meat. Yeah. And you are either one or another. Yeah. So with the turrón it's exactly the same. So we've got turrón del blando and turrón del duro. So soft and hard. And you have to choose one because everybody has a favorite.
Yeah, all right. Okay, yeah.
I was more at the beginning when I was a kid. I was more the soft, and now if I have to eat some,
hard.
I like more the hard.
I'm not even too sure my teeth can take this anymore. And this is from Alicante. So this is from Alicante. Something you'll find as well here is that everybody's very proud of the products from their area. Oh yeah. They're so big time. So someone from Alicante would be like, this is ours. You won't get this better anywhere else. And probably a pueblo in Granada will make exactly the same. They'll be like, no.
Stupid things like morcilla, for instance. I don't eat morcilla from anywhere in Spain. The most famous one is from Burgos. Yeah. I don't like that one because it has rice. I don't like that one. The only one I eat, and it's incredible, is from El Noalejo, which is a small town in Granada.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. And you can buy it in Carrefour, so I'll bring you some.
Oh, bring me some.
It's different.
I like the
chorizo morcilla from Noalejo are, incredible.
We're going to buy today, actually, the morcilla from Ronda, but it's with manteca. It's like
correct.
It's like when you cut it, it's like it's got butter in it, and then you literally spread it it's like black pudding, really, isn't it?
Black pudding,
It's amazing.
That is incredible.
So we're gonna do a Spanish Christmas this year. We're not gonna have the typical roast dinner because we've already done it. With family came over earlier in the year. So we said, tomorrow I'm just going to have pica. Nice. That's it. I'm going to do some soup now.
That's sopa de picadillo.
Sopa de picadillo.
You're going to love it. Look, the other thing is meat. We've got chorizo and we've got salchichon. It's a typical thing. And then jamón. This is actually my second basket.
Really?
Because the first one was a giveaway from the company. It was more quality, it was smaller.
Yeah.
And then I won a raffle because my company does a raffle every year.
Oh, right.
And you can even win a couple of nights in Barcelona, in Ritz-Carlton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
We have good connections with hotels.
Of course.
But anyway, I didn't get the 2 nights.
So this jamón here, to explain, this is a jamón which is a back leg. So jamón is a cured back leg, and the front leg is called a paleta.
Paletilla.
Paletilla. And that would probably be 8 kilos. And you need a very, very, very sharp knife to cut that. So going back to Christmas, which is something that confused me when we first got it, even more so having kids, and I hope no one's listening at the door now. Checks it in here.
Hello?
No. So, obviously, the difference between the Kings and Father Christmas is something we have to deal with. So in our household, having children, we've always been Papa Noel with Christmas, so our big day is Christmas. And the Kings was always like something small. Sometimes we'd go away, actually, and we'd just take a little small present. But of course, as we're getting older, right, it's quite difficult for us because the children's friends are saying, what did you have for the Kings? What did the Kings buy you? So we can't, it's hard to say, well, we're going to divide the presents between Christmas Day and the Kings, because then they get less on Christmas. But then you can't buy them double, so it's quite hard. So for us, we have the problem with the Kings probably, where, because they're getting older, kids talk at school, they're going, how come Papa Noel brought you so much stuff, and it's not, is it because you're British type thing, they're like that. And then, but obviously you guys have it the other way around now, because this Papa Noel and Father Christmas is quite recent, isn't it?
Quite recent. I mean, my generation. My father never had it.
So so the kids expect presents on Christmas and for the kids?
Now, yes. Yeah. Because, my grandparents used to, talk to me about the 3 Kings when they were kids.
Yeah.
And, forget about Papa Noel or anything like this. It was always just the 3 Kings. That's it. So, if you think of the typical Christmas holidays in Spain, is 24th, big day. No, 22nd is the first day that you realize that you're on holidays, and it's Christmas, because on the 22nd, yesterday, we have Loteria de Navidad, the Christmas lottery. Mm-hmm. It's a huge thing in Spain, huge one, right? And el gordo, if you get it, right? So I had like 10, how do you say? The 10
tickets, tickets. I had 4 this year. One year I had 22 and only won €60.
And I guess you're here because you didn't win it.
Yeah, I didn't win. I was still doing videos. I didn't win. And then this year,
you got €20.
I got my money back on one, but that was that's okay. So I was 80 euros spent. And explain why, because sometimes people don't understand that these tickets, they cost €20.
20 euros,
But then sometimes you'll get charged 23.
Yeah.
Or 22. And
so the 3 or 2 are going for charity.
They go to charity, yeah. So if you go, and everybody has their specific number, don't they? So if you're in a garage, you work in a garage, or so we have a number we buy from Loja, and we've bought it ever since we moved to Andalusia, and now we can't not buy that number from a bar, because we know everybody there, and
maybe next year you can get a number for Upsticks. So
that's a good idea.
People in the UK and people here can buy the number from the Upsticks.
I don't know how that works. Are they allowed to?
It's nice, you're allowed.
You're allowed?
100%, you can buy anyway.
Cool. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do an Upsticks number then.
Absolutely. You get an Upsticks number and then everybody can buy it.
That's a good idea, actually.
I will buy one.
You'll buy one?
And then we start the tradition, because usually the companies, they usually, even the small bars or restaurants or shops, things like these, they start the tradition, they get a number, and then every year they get the same number.
Yeah.
And then, because it's usually, we always say that the Christmas lottery is to share.
Yeah.
So I buy some tickets for my father, my parents, or for my brother, and then they buy for me. So we usually go to Cádiz, no, on summer, in August.
Yeah.
So when I go there, I always buy tickets for my brother and my parents.
Right.
And then they buy for me and all that stuff. Like sort of kind of sharing the luck.
Yeah, it's something, again, I hadn't really seen that until I came to Andalusia, and I've seen it when the Onfi came round, for example.
Yeah.
The Onfi lottery, different lottery around here. And I'd be with a friend and we'd be having a beer in a bar or something, or even if we were doing a job, and the people come around selling lottery, and the person who was buying would buy one for themselves and one for me.
Yeah.
You know, go there's yours, we're sharing the luck. And it's something that I've never seen before until I came here. So you heard it first, we're going to have a Christmas lottery number for Upsticks next year. There we go. So
that's the first time, going back to what we were saying before. 22nd is the first day that, you know, have you ever heard tirar la casa por la ventana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do
you know, that is directly connected with lottery.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because when they started on the 19th century, the beginning of the 19th century, you know, if people want so much money, and you know, people didn't usually have so much money, what they used to do is to renovate the whole house. So they opened the windows and they started, you know, throwing everything outside.
So
that's the reason why they said
throwing
everything through the window.
Tirar la casa por la ventana means throw your house out the window. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, because you get into the lottery and then you say, oh, you know, I've got just rubbish. So everything out, and now that I've got money, I'm going to renovate the house.
Oh wow, excellent! I didn't know that came from that.
It's really connected to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've got, I suppose when you hear like they have this like really whole morning of, if you put on the TV Española, these kids just singing numbers, don't they? And that sort of like always reminds me of, oh wow, it is really Christmas, you know. And then, but really, the Christmas starts on the Puente, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I always think that it's so long because, you know, when we have those Puentes, which are the 6th and the 8th, I feel that week, you know, those weeks between up to the 22nd and then going to Christmas, they always seem a bit lost for me, because you never really get that much done. And you
know, 6 and 8 for me was just a Puente, and we usually, you know, used to use it for nothing. I mean, just to stay home and do nothing, waiting for Christmas.
Yeah.
But as I said, you know, I didn't have a proper feeling of being on Christmas until the 22nd with the lottery.
Right.
And then waiting for the 24th, big day with the family.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's curious because we have 2 weeks, 24th and 25th, and 31st and 1st.
Yeah.
So it was like 24th is the big day, 25th, relaxing.
Yeah.
And then normal time, right? You do your shopping, you do your life, you do, you know, Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, just relaxing, like holidays.
Yeah.
And then 31st, another big day.
Yeah.
We eat the 12 grapes. We can talk about that if you like.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where the tradition is coming from.
Okay, definitely.
Very curious. Yeah. And then on the 1st is another relaxing day. It's the 1st, so we usually go and buy chocolate and churros, and then we have that when we, you know, wake up as late as possible. And then that's it. Because
a lot of sweet stuff. So tell us, so obviously we've done Christmas, coming to the new year, basically now. So there's as Anka was saying, there's a strange tradition of eating 12 grapes on the 12 gongs before, it's 12 gongs, isn't it? 12 seconds before New Year's. And in Madrid they have this ball that everybody watches the TV, the ball drop. It's in Puerto del Sol, it's called, isn't it? And everybody stands there, watches it, and you shove grapes in. I really struggle.
Everybody.
I struggle to do it. So you have to 12 grapes in 12 seconds. But where's that come from?
Well, apparently, I mean, the tradition says that at the beginning of the 19th century, 20th century, just before the war and everything, there was a company, a huge company that used to sell grapes, and had a really good year of production, and they sold everything they had, and you know, they still had remaining stuff.
Right. Okay.
And they said, what can we do with it? Because, you know, we will have to get rid of it. Yeah. And they said, right, you know, this year we can do one thing. Yeah. You get grapes, right? So you get some grapes, and then you can eat one per each gong. And people started to eat it, you know, and it started as a tradition.
No way.
They took it as a tradition and they kept doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, I remember one time when I was working in the hotels, God, when we were 2002, and I was actually the DJ, and I was doing it, and then after I was supposed to say Feliz Año Nuevo, I had my mouth full of grapes.
What is it? That's what we do.
I'm like,
in every home. Like, you know, the last gong comes, so everybody does that. And it's like, we start, you know, doing that.
Yeah.
We can't hear each other because we, you know, our mouths are full.
He choking. That was the year that I can remember the year because it was the year that there was a song called Sonia and Selena. You'll get away.
Sonia and Selena.
Well, that would have been 2003. I think, but that was so you've gone. We've got this. Look, we've got this 20 at the beginning. We've got the 22nd, then the 25th.
Yeah.
Then a lot of people go back to work. Then it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't end, does it?
It doesn't end.
Because then we've got the Kings.
There you go.
Which is the Kings is on the 5th night.
The 5th.
Which is crazy.
5th is the parade.
Parades, yeah.
And every kid is waiting for that parade.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge parade. I mean, I don't know how can I explain that, but I mean, if you look at it into YouTube, you just go for Three Kings Parade, Cabalgata. We call it Cabalgata. It's huge, and every city does it.
Yeah.
Even here in Alarit de la Torre, we've got our own one.
Yeah, I saw last year we were here. And they're throwing out mobile phones. Mobile phones. Yeah. So these parades sometimes have sponsors who give out presents. So they used to just throw out sweets, and it would be. We've seen like grannies fighting with kids for sweets, you know. They're going.
My grandma.
And then lately they're throwing out footballs. I saw them throwing out mobile phones, but there's never any sort of fighting or anything to get stuff. So if someone catches a mobile phone, everybody's like, oh, yeah. They're always buying. I always remember like last year, we were on the corner in the main square. And the guy caught the mobile phone, and everybody's coming patting him on the back. It's like, no justice. But it's incredible. So really, it goes on for a month, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's the craziest thing, and
maybe shorter than because I remember the UK by the end of October.
Yeah.
We started thinking of decorating the hotel where I was working, right?
Yeah.
So decorating the hotel and stuff.
Yeah.
You could see the lightning and the lights were, if I don't remember badly, by the 10th or the 12th. They were just doing the lightning in Oxford Street.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the 15th, but I don't remember. I think it was around the 10th.
Right.
So we were already thinking of Christmas from November.
Yeah.
And that was the first shocking thing for me because that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, yeah.
It started to happen.
Yeah,
because you can see mantecados from October already.
Yeah, yeah.
But the lights or so are not until the end of November or so. Yeah.
I always remember you talking about that in Lidl's, right? And I think Lidl's has got a lot to do with this because Lidl's brought the deluxe range out, didn't they? Yeah. And before these shops wouldn't really change that much, until you got closer to Christmas and then the sweets would come. But I can always remember going to Lidl's one year and they were like, deluxe, and they associate that with Christmas.
Yeah.
And now they're putting it in like in November.
Yeah.
And I think everybody else just went, yeah, we've got to do that as well. Yeah. So it was literally, it's Halloween's out the window, it's Christmas straight away, isn't it?
Straight away, It's starting to be like more or less, as I said before, more globalized.
Yeah.
But the traditions start remaining the same. The only one that it's quite complex is exactly what you very well explained before. Yeah. Santa, Three Kings. So, and we all parents, we all the same because nobody stops going to the parade. Yeah. Nobody, stopped talking about the Three Kings. We all have, again, we have to have a favorite of everything. So we all have one of the kings, right? Melchor, Gaspar, Baltasar. Which is your favorite? We all have to have a favorite. Yeah. Like in everything in Spain, we have to have a favorite.
I was Melchor once.
Oh, were you?
Yeah,
you look like you with a beard.
And so they have the three kings of three different races. So you sort of have so you'd have a black king, wouldn't you? Be like a Baltasar African king. You would have a sort of a Arabian king, who would be fairly dark, almost Mediterranean skin, dark skin, Indian looking, and you have a white king who's very, very Anglo-Saxon looking. And my friend,
very inclusive.
Yeah, it's very inclusive. My friend Glenn, who's Jamaican, our local association approached us and said, "Do you want to be Baltasar Melchor?" And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we got on the character. It was brilliant because we were perfect. Because I'm very white, he's evidently black, and we just thrown it. We had a brilliant day. He was a little bit reserved about doing it at the beginning. He says, "I don't really like it because." Quite a lot of the times they used to paint somebody black.
Yeah.
Now you wouldn't really do that in the UK, So, and it was like he was like, "I don't know about that," and I said, "Oh, it'd be fun. Come on, Glenn. It's all good." And he had the best time. Yeah. And we did as well, and it was brilliant. But when they asked me again, but I couldn't do it because my kids were older, and they would have known it was me. So at the time they were babies. But yeah. So yeah, well look, thanks for doing the podcast. It's the first one that we're going to do on this platform, and there's going to be a lot more. And I'm going to get Angel back on because Angel, he has a really, I say, he's lived in England and he's obviously Spanish. So we have quite deep conversations about the culture, don't we? About how we grew up, how you grew up. And how
we share that feeling of I'm from there, but I'm connected to these.
Yeah.
And I'm from here, and I'm very connected to these.
Yes.
To the UK.
Yeah.
So we feel more or less the same.
We do. Yeah.
The other way around.
It's curious because Anka has a connection to the UK, and obviously I've been in Spain now longer than I lived in the UK. But obviously, being British, we do maintain a lot of traditions like Yorkshire puddings with a roast in it. But yeah, so anyway, we're going to get Anka on again. Thanks for watching, and please, if you like this kind of video, because we're going to do more videos in 2024 about actually living in Spain, the culture and everything else, drop us a comment below, like and subscribe.
Thank you for that. Feliz Navidad.